Drama. Hercules Nerf drama. Hi everybody. So I have been on a holiday, which I don't know if people like me keeping up with the content. Where you been? Look, I've been on holiday, so a lot of stuff that I've been putting out has been pre-recorded. And that's because sometimes you need to take holidays and breaks away from MCOC. Although, I have been doing a lot of my runs in Necropolis. I've got one more run to do between, I've got to start today and finish before we go to a new month. So I could become Valiant on Thursday, 1st of February. But enough about me. Look, this is the best way I can really describe this. This is exactly my reaction to kind of coming back and kind of checking in on everything. What's happening? Why is it when you take a break, you come back, it's a Sunday, you come back through the door, you put on, you load up everything, your messages, and you see Hercules potentially being nerfed, threatened to be nerfed, people are losing their minds. What is going on? It just reminds me of 12.0 all over again. As many seasoned people will know that, like, you know, when you come, if you've been around for the game for a long time, nothing surprises you. Nothing surprises you at all. So look, this all stems back from the TLDR, bringing everyone up to speed was, it seemed to be, and look, by the way, every time, if you go to global chat, if you go to Reddit, if you go to certain places, actually mainly global chat, Reddit's not as bad as it used to be, but mainly when you go to global chat, there's people out there saying like, this champion's going to be nerfed. I heard this is going to be nerfed. This is going to be nerfed. This is going to be nerfed. And to be honest, if you live your life like either starting those rumors up because you've then heard a rumor from someone else, or you're spouting a lot of that stuff, it's just a case that everyone in the community just gets wound up and everybody just falls out. But of course, with that, there's always a time. People have messaged me, is this champion getting nerfed? Someone asked me, is Hercules getting nerfed last year? And I was like, no. A year later, they were like, how do you know that? Well, I don't know. I could take a DeLorean, go in the future and find out that on the 21st of January, 2024, you had 1 year of using the champion before it was nerfed. Is it going to be nerfed? Like, look, you have to wait until this comes from the horse's mouth, aka Kabam. If there's a bug, like the Baron Zemo situation, sort of the Rintrust situation, but they dealt with that. There's lots of different other champions that have been affected by certain things in the past that have made us question, are they losing their dot damage potential and other stuff like that. That's the time to be really concerned. If you see something in game, or you see Kabam announce stuff, or they're going to fix something, that's the time to go a little bit ape scat. In any case, let's start off. January 26th, this is Friday, so I'm still on holiday, by the way, probably travelling, or no, I was ghost hunting. There could be a vlog coming out in the next few days about that. Really interesting. I'm not a believer, but something happened that I really can't explain. And we've got the video evidence. Hey Kabam, I just had to post this as I'm seeing tons of rumours on Reddit and global chat that Hercules is getting nerfed before 8.4 release. I'm a huge fan of Hercules and he's got me through a lot of story modes and highly anticipated 8.4 release. I wouldn't say that. I would definitely like to say like, yeah, this champion's been kind of blitzing through stuff for me. Yeah, Kabam don't like that. It will be a huge downfall in the MCC economy if he does get nerfed. That doesn't affect economy. And I know that a lot of people who will post that nerf Hercules after this message. I just want to clear answer from one of Kabam mods and said on the next live stream Twitch they will announce. To be honest, I'll probably take a jokingly approach to this and just say, look, this is not happening. Okay, so let's go into the full story. Responses from Kabam Mike over the course of 24 to I think 48 hours of having to answer against this stuff. Of course, people have had their say on things. Have Kabam wanted to nerf Hercules when he was first released? Yes. So if you go back to when he was put in, was it 2021? Kabam have been not trying, but they would have liked to have nerfed him 3 years ago. If anybody didn't know that, please go back in your MCC history to kind of bring yourself up to speed. And I think that's a very good point, isn't it? Right there. If I'll just read it from this one. If they wanted to nerf Hercules, they would have already done it, which of course is a very valid point, because they would have done. You know, they would have pissed everyone off. You know, they pissed people off with what they did to Baron Zemo. They pissed people off to a degree what they sort of did to Sandman, because some people didn't like the rotation changes side of things. But, you know, most people like that. So Kabam will piss people off, and obviously they'll continue pissing people off. And that's not a bad thing. That's just a case of like, well, look, Coca-Cola might change the flavour of their drink that tastes like ass. Or a company takes something out the way that you like it. You may then go, well, screw you, I'm not going to get involved with you anymore. But let's be real, it's going to happen. And it'll continue to happen. So Command Mike said to this on the 26th of Friday, we do want to nerf Hercules, and there is no time limit of when that can happen. That said, we have no plans for this at this time. So, does it mean it's going to happen? Quite possibly. Does it take things out of context and we need to read on? Of course, let's read the full part of it. We will continue to design around him for now, or figure out solutions like we have for Magic and Quake, such as limiting his rarity or adding more nodes that negate immortality. So no, Hercules is not getting nerfed yet. Also, it would not be bad for the MCC economy. It would only do good. True. That's obviously what was said. So yeah, to kind of give you a bit of an idea, what does that mean? That means no 7-star Hercules. So let's kind of go with what Command Mike is saying and kind of like cut it down the middle, right? So look, no 7-star Hercules is coming because what they've done, they've safeguarded it by adding an ascension. I've got an ascended rank 5 6-star Hercules. Why? Because he absolutely blitzed through things like the incursions. People didn't like what I had to say when it came to mentioning that. The only reason I do mention it is I do not want to kind of go that most of my content grind in different areas, whether it be Necropolis, which of course nobody's using Hercules in Necropolis, but other bits of content that is just my sole option. For a lot of players, it is. Hey, that's fine. You play MCOC the way you want to play it. For me personally, there'll be different areas where I'm going to try less to use Hercules. One thing that I try to do on a monthly basis is when I'm talking about boss takedown guides and options, I'm trying to use Hercules as an option less. As a option for everybody. It's a option for maybe one boss, but I don't like to kind of like go down that route. And if you are looking to Hercules as being your one answer for everything, I worry about what's going to happen with the future with this, because then it does go back to kind of taking this to a point that I don't like, and that is when Command Mike says we do want to nerf Hercules, and there's no limit on when that can happen. So that is always a concern that you'll have to have. Could Hercules get nerfed? Yes. Is this going to be like the Mole Man situation? Because do you remember the Mole Man situation? Some people will not, some people will. Where the champion was functioning a certain way, and it was like, was it 2 years? Something like that down the line, that the champion then got changed. And that wasn't good. I still don't like that, and it has made me use Mole Man less. Probably if I'm using him for some true accuracy reasons, where I'm using it to suppress evade or auto block, I think it is. So look, there are times when this is going to be feeling annoying, and that's the thing as well that I want to point out, that I do find a bit annoying that we will have. It's not a case of if, it may be a case of when, but that's the thing, isn't it? Would Command Mike have been better off not saying that? We do want to nerf Hercules. Of course, that is rebuffed in some future things, and that's what I want to do in this video, is kind of bring what Command Mike has said from Friday the 26th to yesterday, I think it was Saturday, to kind of like everybody's eyes and stuff. So of course, like in the past, like Command Mike has said this week, like he did kind of like say in response to things like champion balancing, and just put like the joke of like nerf Hercules right there. So that's just like, as much as it's funny, right? It's also not, because then this is a very serious thing about champions, like rank up resources, investment into champions, and them changing down the line. If Kabam had wanted to make changes to Hercules and do what they did, they should have done what they've done with a lot of the rebalance program they're doing now, which is deal with it there and then. The investment into this champion, the selectors that players have gone to get, the rank up materials, as we said, invested in, is going to be really sad, because obviously Command would have to do like rank down tickets. They could not avoid doing it. But that's the thing, isn't it? You kind of invest into a champion because you're using for a specific reason. Is it problematic to use one singular champion as an answer for a multitude of content? Yeah, of course it is. Look, were people expecting that Aegon would be a top, I'd say top #1 champion used for Necropolis. Look, what was it? Running up to it, everyone was all about that Baron Zemo. Then what happened? Yeah, look, by the way, people use Baron Zemo, but they used Aegon more commonly to kind of blitz through that. Is that a problem? Not necessarily, because it could be a case of, again, Kabam put out content, the community finds the best answers for it, and go, okay, well, look, Absorbing Man, I've seen, Kate Bishop highly used, Shuri highly used, did I say Kate Bishop, Baron Zemo, I'm sorry, repeating myself again, but yeah, those are some of the main ones, and of course Aegon. So there's a lot, and America Chavez has been used as well. So we're still at a point with that content that there's multiple different champions to be used to kind of find the best option. But of course, for the first 24 hours, a lot of people were using Aegon for that particular content. Is that a problem? Does that look a bit similar to this situation here? Look, that's another discussion for another day, because look, there are so many different opinions, thought processes around what is right, what is wrong, and do bear in mind, don't try and fall out with everybody about this. Try and kind of look at the facts and the information, and then at least, yeah, just try not to fall out, Here's the thing. So just going back on something else that was said. Now, we've seen that one. Yeah, going about this one, like, do you agree with nerfing Hercules? Of course, on a vote situation, 104 votes to no, to 75% to 24%, 25%, whatever you want. It's like, look, more of the community want to see the champion remain the same. And is this going to be more problematic for Kabam down the line by doing this nerf, if they do it, when they do it? But of course we don't know, and it's going to be a very scary time. At the moment, you've got the champion in the current situation. Is it going to be next week? No. Is it going to be next month? No. Is it likely to be within a year? I doubt it. But look, whatever decision Kabam make, it is going to be very, very bad. Lots of opinions and thought processes from the community. There is something we want to bring to light here, which is something Kabam Mike did say, which is the following, which I think is interesting to bring to this situation. So he said on Twitter, which I can get this into shot the way I want to do it. There we go. There. The reaction to saying we are not nerfing Hercules is quite strong. To be clear, that is what I said. That is what I said. We are not doing it, and we're not doing it, and have no plans to. Is he broken and should be balanced? Absolutely. Should we actually do it? Debatable. It's like he's been watching one of my videos. Do we plan to do it? No. That is what I said. Do we plan to do it? No. So that's the thing, isn't it? I don't think Kabam will do it. Or at least do it this year. But do bear in mind, there will come a point where the champion's potency will diminish based on him not being in a 7-star. Is it 7-star rank 3 champions? I'll draw the line of the potency of Hercules. So as we get more champions coming in at higher rarity, so we get like, I don't know, 8 stars, 9 stars, he will always be a 6-star rank 5 ascended. His potency will diminish. And as potency diminishes, if a champion is doing, let's just say, for example, 30k in a hit down here, in like a high crit, if we've got 8 stars doing 100k in a hit, do you really want to take that champion there against that champion up there, which will literally be a better champion option? That could be the situation, a very real situation around it. We will have to see, because it's a case of if, it's a case of when, rather than if. But if that's what Kabam are doing, and what they're saying is they'll literally develop champions in, rarities in, that will not really kind of like see a need for the champion. Maybe in some sort of interaction based stuff. But for now, for the next year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years, there, as I said, there'll be this gap between the 7-star, 8-star, and then Hercules, which is going down and down and down. Don't believe me? People might say, I don't believe you, Rich. Well, Magic, Quake, for example. What's happening with them? Exactly the same situation. As the starage comes in, the champions go down. We may see a 6-star Quake, and we may see a 6-star Magic, but you may not see them for another 2 years. That's the extent of what I'm trying to kind of give you as an example to that. So the situation, I think, is very... I I just don't think this was needed for a Friday the 26th of January, and also the smoke that came with it. It really is at times not worth it to kind of like go down this route. And I think as well, when it comes to champions that are highly rated in this community, I think Kabam might need to, rather than step on eggshells, just kind of like, I don't know, just make sure what he's saying is not going to upset the apple cart, and also just, you know, putting stuff, word things in a way that is not going to just ruin people's day, piss people off, stuff like that. I think that may be kind of like my only advice for this situation. Do I think it's going to happen? As I said, I don't. He says that he doesn't see it happening, and as I said, content is going to become more irrelevant. Well, it may become more relevant for the champion moving forward. Just have to test the waters. Kabam are going to develop around it for the time being, but there will come a point where they'll just get too pissed off and frustrated about kind of the way they're creating content. And then I think it's the time to get really kind of like agitated with Kabam, because then we've got to think about rank down tickets. We've got to think about adapting to situations. And yeah, so I wouldn't say getting pissed off now, but do be wary about Kabam. Always think that they could they could always rebalance your favorite champion. So be concerned, slightly concerned. But what's everyone's thoughts? Put it in the comment section down below. Are you scared? Are you not? Is this the bitter end? Will this be the thing that makes you stop playing the game? Well, only when they actually put it in you can actually feel annoyed about it. But there we go. See you later. Bye bye.